Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. This is Ken Iverson back in Kent, Washington, in the Great Pacific Northwest in the state of Washington, near Seattle. I want to record today on something a little bit about guns and gun control and the Second Amendment. And so let me get started here. I just looked up something that Justice Scalia had to say about guns, and he made part of a decision. I don't know if this was his or not, but part of the decision was that weapons were in common use at the time that the Second Amendment was adopted. That would be in 1789, I believe, the Constitution was adopted. I believe the Second Amendment, along with the other 9 amendments, Bill of Rights was included in that. So anyway, in those times, they had muskets, and they had single-shot rifles and single-shot guns, so that it'd take maybe 5 minutes to fire one musket ball, and that would then they'd have to restoke the barrel with gunpowder, put the musket ball in front, aim it, and shoot it. Maybe 5 minutes, and that's a far cry from what we have today. The notion that our Second Amendment rights include assault rifles and a high number of bullets in a magazine clip is a little bit ridiculous in my view. I had a friend. We used to be a friend. He and I got into a tremendous argument once over whether or not we have the right to bear arms as protected by the Second Amendment. And I made the case that I didn't think we did. And he said, well, we need it for self-defense. A day or two later, there was on the radio a news item about a guy in, I believe it was in Chicago, maybe it was Detroit, who his son came home that night. He had been drinking and he couldn't get in the house. He didn't take his key apparently. He busted a window to get in the house. I guess you'd do that if you were drinking. And his father thought that this was a criminal. The father had a gun and proceeded to shoot the son dead. And that's one example. I imagine there are more. Another thing that I heard not too long after that was someone burst into a home and took the gun away from the homeowner and shot the homeowner with his own gun. So self-defense, it doesn't always work, and sometimes the consequences are disastrous. Also, guns that are used in areas where children can access them have been responsible for a number of deaths. And that's not assault weapons, but these are guns that these kids should not have access to. And that's the parents usually who are responsible for that. Anyway, the NRA now is talking about everybody being armed in school, so that what is it here? So everybody will have a gun in school. Could have prevented something like Sandy Hook. I doubt that's the case. We'll be shooting each other all over the place. Some people are. That is ridiculous in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You know what they say about opinions, don't you? I've said it before in some of these videos. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. So that's about what I have to say on gun control, on guns. So let's stop right now. This is Ken Iverson in Kent, Washington, recording on YouTube.